Ideally, what I want to get to is, something kind of like this. Thinner. I still got a bad edge there, so on this one, I can take my bad edge off. And now it's a matter of getting it into the shape I want. So for archaeologists, if I had another half hour or so, definitely another hour, I could make you a pretty interesting looking, probably Clovis-like. I'm not sure I can make a Clovis.
You could flute it within the next half hour?
What's that?
You could flute it within the next half hour?
No. Well, that's why I said I don't think I could quite make a Clovis. For archaeologists, and what I mentioned about the experimental archaeology, what's really interesting for us is, let's say I could make this into a beautiful 5-inch long fluted Clovis point. We don't find those very often. What we find is this. A lot of what we deal with is this, and I'm sure Bob and Ken are both going to talk about that in the next couple of talks, but like here at Bear Creek, a lot of the archaeological collection is this stuff. It's the chips. So looking at that stuff, Steve this morning showed you a picture of, you get a big pile of potsherds, broken pottery. If you've got whole pots, it's easy to put them into types. What do you do if you have broken pottery? If you've got whole arrowheads or dart points, you can say, okay, these ones are side notched, these are basal notched, these ones are stemmed. If you've just got this stuff, what do? There's actually a lot of information in this stuff. All these little flakes that I've knocked off have characteristics that show not only they were made by somebody, they're human-made flakes, but also the kind of technology they were doing. So if I were to excavate this 1,000 years from now, I've walked away with my big ugly spear point here. I walked away with it, it's now lost someplace. But by looking at these pieces, these flakes, I could tell somebody sat down with a rough core and worked out a two-sided cutting tool. If I had sat down, say I start with one of these, and I'm going to make a dart point, I'm going to make it in a slightly different way. Instead of hitting it